What's up, traders? Hope you guys are doing well. It's John Hal here. I thought I went down and brought this camera because I just wanted to obviously put my face on the on the video. Normally you guys can actually see what you're looking at right now, which is just my computer screen. But I thought I'd just bring this up here, and I'm pretty confident that this is gonna be my last video for the year, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen moving into next year. But I wanted to share some things with you in this video to really give you some guidance and give you some edges from some things that I've learned. Now I haven't prepared any notes or anything like that. I'm just really going to talk about some things of my journey in the trading and where it's going and stuff like that. So, you know, guys, over the years of me being involved with these markets, you know, there's a lot of things that I've learned, a lot of things that I've I've made a lot of mistakes. I've lost a lot of money in the past, and I've also done really well as well too. And you know, it's definitely there's a lot of things there that I've really learned over the years, you know. And I'm just an average guy. I'm not a big massive business owner. In fact, I don't really have a business, you know. I have some few private clients that I help along with, and you know, coaching clients as well. And but there's a lot of things I really learned in the markets, and I wanted to do this video for you guys once again because it's just probably going to be the last video for the year. And I wanted to share a lot of things with you that I've really learned over the time, and hopefully this can give you a bit of an edge, a bit of a starting point moving forward. So anyway, guys, firstly, if you like this video, subscribe, hit the like button, and the first thing in the description, click on that, because I'm running a webinar where you're going to learn the 7 universal laws to just becoming a master trader. And if you follow these universal laws, you're going to see my trading system and so much for. You're going to absolutely crush it, absolutely love it in the markets as well too. So what I wanted to talk about, guys, in this video, as I said before, the more I get involved with these markets, and you know, I have my business, as you guys know, I have my business and I have my trading, and the more I get moving forward into trading and the more I do things, the more I'm veering away of actually wanting to do business, and I'm actually slowing down business even more and even more in just a simple process there, and really just focusing on my trading. You know, my trading's gone really well lately, guys. I'm doing really well. Like right now, you're looking at this. This is just one of my last couple of trades. I haven't always done well this year, guys. But you know, I'm really focusing on my trading, and you know, I'm looking at probably stopping majority of, if not all of, what I'm doing on maybe YouTube or you know, my website stuff, and you know, and educating people. You know, like for example, I looked at this one here, INTC. You know, I jumped in this one here and I made almost 100% return. I also, my latest trade here was Twitter. So so I got in got in this day right here. Let me see if I can bring up my lines here. I got in this day here, right there at the end of the day. Watched it through here, and then yesterday I got out here with almost a 200% profit. Now, if you've got $10,000 on it, that's a $20,000 profit. You know, if you've got $5,000 on that trade, that's a $10,000 profit. You know, and just say with the other trade made INTC, that made 100% profit. If I just had $5,000 on each of those, you know, you're looking at around a $15,000 profit there. Now, I'm not saying that that's easy. No, you just definitely got to wait for your trading setups. But the purpose of what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that once you know what to look for in the markets, it's so far easier to generate an income from trading than it is business. And it truly is. And again, I'm just sharing with you guys. Like you can see, these are the latest trades here with Twitter, and also that I also did have another trade here, which was let me just double check my spreadsheet here. I also got out another trade this morning, which was pretty much just a small profit, but I'll be honest with you guys here. TRUP. This one here was just pretty much a small profit. I'm out of this one now. I got in this day right here, and I exited basically today, saying I'm done with this. It's now moved 4 days sideways. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but I got out with just a really small profit. So, but there's my last couple of trades there, but that doesn't mean anything to you guys. And I'm not saying that to brag or whatever, because it's just not the case. You know, I'm trying to share with you guys that once you know how to trade, and once you know what to do with the markets, and once you build your confidence in your plan, and I'll talk more about that as I go through this process here in this video today, but as you go through your as you go through your trading and as you build your confidence in your plan, you can make so much more money without the stress trading. Now, I'm not saying trading is less stressful, no, but what ends up happening is the more you trade, the more you build your confidence in your plan, what I call your edge, the more confident you know you're going to do really, really well for the markets. And it's this confidence, not an ego, but a confidence that, you know what, this is going to really rock out for me. And it just does. Whenever as I showed you guys here, I just showed you my last 3 trades. I'm in a trade right now. I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to give financial advice. I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm here just to educate you guys. But yeah, the majority of the trades work out when I follow my plan. And as I said before, guys, it's so much easier to just make money from the markets than it is actually doing a business. With a business, it's such a heartache. It's actually really, real heartache to run a business. Now, I do enjoy doing my coaching. I do enjoy doing my educating and educating people. But it's actually quite a hassle. So I'm just really slowly pulling back pulling back my coaching and what I'm doing to just a small group, and that's it. But I really wanted to share this with you guys because there's so many emotions, so many things going through my mind right now that I want to talk to you guys about. And so let's actually just firstly start with this one here. Be careful when you see a title or video saying how I made $5,000 in 5 minutes and all that sort of crap. That is just total BS. Don't listen to that. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's not about the money you make. It's about the consistency of profits you can make. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my goodness, look, I just made 500% return in this one trade. That's what you see with that one trade. Well, what about the last 20 trades? Because that's what's the most important part, right? It's about the last 20 trades, not about that one trade. So be careful what you see on YouTube on these videos saying, you know, and I know a person that I used to look up to. He started doing that on YouTube. I'm just like, don't do that. You know what I mean? You know, show me your win-loss ratio. Talk about your win-loss ratio. Talk about your profits, you know. And as you can see, right, I talked majority of the time with these trades, right? I talked percentages. My Twitter trade gave me 195, almost a 200% return. And, you know, INTC gave me 100% return. And the thing is, guys, is that's why I like percentages and I like success rate, because the numbers are relevant. It really is. The numbers are relevant. It really is. Because it's not about like, oh, well, you know, it's about what you can do consistently over time. You know what I mean? It's not about like, oh, wow, look, you know, I took this one awesome trade and now let me show the public how good I am. You know, screw that. You know, who cares about how good you are? And it's not about how good I am either. It's not, because I screw up, you know, I totally screw up a lot as well too. And I make a lot of mistakes. But especially over this last year, I really have started to pull things together and really help me take things to a whole new level. And that's the very first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, which was just be careful about watching these YouTube videos. The second thing I want to talk about, guys, is when you go into trading, one of the biggest foundational things you can do for your trading, and you must accept this one thing with trading. Trading is not about picking the next biggest thing. It's not about picking the next biggest Bitcoin and holding on and being lucky like people are in Bitcoin right now. Right? Well, that's what some people are. But I just spoke to a guy just recently. He's like, you know, I just basically wiped out 95% of my account on Bitcoin. How can that be? Because of volatility and so on and so forth. Trading is not about picking the next big thing. Trading is not about picking the next biggest thing out there. Trading is all about really finding your edge and just sticking with that edge. And I'll talk more about that a bit after this. But I want you to get you guys the framework about how to approach the markets. Because once you get the framework of how to approach the markets, this is when you can start to move forward. And this is what I teach my private clients. Now, if you want to learn my trading system and strategies and stuff like that, again, very first thing in the description, I'm running a 2-hour webinar. Well, I'm going to teach you everything I know about chart reading. I'm going to teach you my trading system so you can get it as well too. So very first thing in the description, guys. But, you know, the framework around trading is simply this. And this is your mindset going into trading. 1, you must accept the fact that every single system you take, or every single trade you take, needs to be very, 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 very similar to the one you took before and before and before and before. It's called probability. Every single trade you take has a random outcome, meaning you don't know what's going to happen with that. And we do whatever we can to try to make that a winning trade. That's not how trading is done. And it's such a hard pill to swallow, but the fact is that the reason why trading is so hard with individuals is because when you get in, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But you've got to accept the fact that this actually could be a losing trade. But here's the thing. You've got to have your edge. And that trade you take, you need to be taking the same setup or basically the same rules. Right? I just have a four-step trading rules. It's really 5 steps, but 4-step trading rules. And you've got to, and it's important, guys, that when you are trading the markets, that you take the markets as in a, what is the win-loss ratio? And if you say, John, I have a 100% win-loss ratio, bullshit, you're not being honest with yourself. Oh, okay, I have a 90% win-loss ratio. Now we're talking, right? Because I know with my system, when I stick to it 100% of the time, I get 90%. I get high 80s, 90% win-loss ratio. And depending on what option I pick as well too, I can have sometimes 2 to 3 times profit to my risk. You know, even if I'm doing 80%, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm very, very, very picky about the trades that I take as well too. I haven't always been like that. Now, moving forward, guys, your framework needs to be one, you've got to accept the fact that every single system, every single trade you take has a success rate. But you've got to take that exact same trade every single time. And what I call a pattern on the chart, because that's what it really is. A pattern on the chart to say, okay, this is what trading is all about, and this is what I'm going to do moving forward to trade. And trading is all about probability, but you can't see the probability of that system until you take, say, at least 20 trades of the exact same setup. Because I promise you guys, if you have a highly successful trading pattern, that's all really a trading plan is, wrapped around with some trade and money management. But it really is just a simple pattern that has at least a 65 or at least a 50-50 win-loss ratio, right? Because if you have a pattern that you know on average is going to give you 3 times profit to 1 risk, and you're 50-50, how many times would you take a trade? You take 100 trades, 50 right, 50 wrong. You made $3 on the 50, lost $1 on, you know what I mean? Like, you made $150 as an example. $150 on the 50 losing trades, you lost 50, you're up $100. I mean, that's how trading works. But here's the thing. The framework is this. Firstly, have your edge, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, but when you're trading, you need to accept the fact. Well, firstly, are you taking the exact same setup every time? If you're not, you are gambling. T-shirt, many times for that. And I'm just being honest with you guys, you are gambling. And it's not about picking the next hottest thing, as I was saying before. So your framework, once again, is knowing that every single trade you take has a random outcome built in with a probability of an outcome. If you have a success rate and you've done your work and you say, okay, my system is 70% right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now, when you trade that system, which one of those is going to be the 70% and which one's going to be the 30% loss? You don't know. The perfect setups, and you guys, right? Give me an A in the chat box, or actually, it's not even live, so that's what I normally say on my webinars. But let me know in the comments below if you've been here, right? The absolute perfect setup stops you out, yet the most ugly setup with the same rules runs on for profit, right? It happens. It's flipped upside down. What you think is a sure thing is never a sure thing. So what I'm saying here, guys, your job as a professional trader is to be able to take that setup, that plan, that edge you have, and take the exact same thing for at least 20 times. And out of those 20 times, you'll see the win-loss ratio and the success rate. Make sense, guys? And so through that, as I said before, you have a success rate. Which one's going to be the winners and which one's going to be losers? We don't know, right? We have no idea about that. But our job is to say, okay, I'm taking this setup here, this exact setup, every single time only, and then I'm going to see what happens at the end of 20 trades. So therefore, guys, you must accept and you must have a deep understanding of how trading professionally works, is you have a setup, and you take that setup and you have your risk management in place. Your risk management in place. So for example, for me, I have anywhere between 2.5 to 5% risk on my account on any given one trade. Now you're thinking, oh my John, that's too much risk. I'm comfortable with that risk. Makes sense? I really, really am comfortable with risk. As I said before, but 2.5 on the low end and 5% on the high end really is where my risk is there. But you got to say, okay, this is what I'm risking on this trade here. And if you have to make money from trading, your trading is going to be horrendous. I guarantee it. I just guarantee it. It's going to be horrendous. And it's going to be difficult. And it's going to be hard for you to move forward because you're going to force things and rush things. But when you just sit back and you naturally allow things to come to you, trading just works so much easier. Trading just works so much easier. And so guys, that's where things like with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just a once-off thing. What about for the next 20 years of your trading career or the next 10 years? You've got to be thinking like that. And it comes back down to the foundational framework of saying, okay, this is how I need to approach the market. Forget the system for a minute. This is how I need to approach the market and saying, okay, my job is to take this setup regardless of what I think. If it meets my rules of my proven plan, then I have to take it. And not think. I just have to take it. Have my risk management in place. And then my job is to not think, take it, and then roll with it. And be disciplined to get out when it goes against you. Because as I said before, guys, you don't know which one's going to give you the loss and which one's going to give you the profit. But if you are disciplined, it's like, okay, here is my rules. Like I have 4 rules basically. 4-step simple rules that I look for. Here's my 4 rules that I take. Okay? Here's my 4 rules. I need to take, and once my 4 rules are met on the chart, I need to take this trade every single time. Regardless. It's like, okay, it's not like, well, let me check the 362-day MACD to see if that confirms. It's like, no. You know what I mean? Like, have a simple edge. Have a simple edge in the markets. And that's your framework, is that as you're moving forward into the markets, your framework really is approaching the market where you've got to accept the fact, and the reason I'm harping on this so much, guys, probably the first 10 minutes or more on this, because if you get this and it clicks, it's going to make your trading so much easier. Is you don't know which trade's going to make you profit, which one's going to make you a loss. You just know if you took 20 of these guys, that's where your win-loss ratio is going to start coming together. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. Your framework is every single trade you take has a random outcome, but it's built in with the probability of an outcome. And the probability of the outcome only shows over a basket of trades, 20 trades. Remember, of the exact same system. Not, well, I'm going to buy something now because I think it's a good idea. That's gambling. You think something's a good idea right now, so let me get in. No. What about long-term success? Long-term success is based on that. The next thing that's been a real big game changer for me, guys, over many years now, is really finding your one simple edge. One simple edge. That's all you need. We don't need, like, what you're seeing on the chart right now. This is how I trade. It's one moving average, chart, and volume. That's all I use. I trade. You're just looking for one simple edge. And what is one simple edge? One simple edge simply means just one simple pattern that you are comfortable with. That you know this pattern and this entry signal off this pattern is going to work out 7 times out of 10. And you just know. And your job is to take that and not to question it. So the more complicated your system is, the more confused you're going to be, the less you'll be able to actually have a consistent win-loss ratio. So I would say start removing some of that crap from your screen and start to really trade off, which is the most important thing, which is the chart. Chart and volume are the 2 most important things on the screen. It's not a stochastics or a MACD or anything like that. No. The most important thing is the chart itself. And then analyzing and going over those charts and going over those trades and really analyzing that is a real big thing, guys. And once you know, now you've got the framework of you don't know which trade's going to make you money. And once you have your edge in place, like you've done, and your edge means, guys, you've got your pattern in place, you've got your entry signal in place, and you've done hours and hours and hours and hours of backtesting. You have to do that. If you're not going to do that, you're not going to be successful. Why? Because you need to have a deep belief in what you are doing to take this trade and take the next trade and take the next trade and take the next trade. Because if you don't believe this is going to work for you internally, you're going to do things to sabotage your success. You might have a loser, so therefore you might double up on your risk. And then the next one's a loser. And then you might drop, and then I can't lose too much money, so I'm gonna instead of doubling up, I'm gonna drop it down to half of my normal position. And now that's a win. It's like, hang on a minute, you know what I mean? Like little things like that can start to skew your results. That's why with most of my trades, no, pretty much all my trades, especially lately, it's the exact same. It's the exact same dollar figure. It's the exact same dollar figure that I put on every single time on a trade. I don't personally scale in or scale out of trades. I just don't do that. I'm all in and all out. I find a real high probability trading setup based on my plan. I get in like I talked about before. You know, like even with INTC. INTC gave me a really nice entry signal. I was all in. Not like I'm going to scale in to see what happens. Like, no. Once my entry signal confirms, that is my confirmation to get in based on my setup, based on the system. But after that, then I'm all out. Very rarely will I scale out. I have a real high probability trade set up. I get in, the market runs for me, like INTC made me 100% profit or close to 100% profit. Then I'm out, right? I'm all in, all out. Thank you very much. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. You know what I mean? So there you go, guys. There's probably the two biggest things out there in the marketplace that I say. And by the way, guys, on your one simple edge, just find one. So many people want 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different trading systems and too many things. It's like, no, you're spreading yourself too thin, and you're struggling to move forward. Just find one only. How my trading really started to make progress was when I just focused on one system only, and become so good at that system that I started to move forward that way. So they're the two main things, guys, that I want to teach you guys. Firstly, the framework of what I said before. You don't know which trade is going to be winner or loser. Secondly, have your one simple edge. And thirdly, only have one edge only. Just one simple, not complicated, simple edge. Again, if you want to know my 4-step trading form, again, the first thing in the description, go check out the webinar. You'll be able to see exactly what it's all about and so on and so forth. But that's what it's all about, guys. It really does come down to that. Trade one system only. One system that you 100% believe in. That you believe in. Secondly, take that system every single time. Not something else that looks very similar, but no, or something different. No. Secondly, take that system every single time. And thirdly, when you're trading, you got to say to yourself, I don't know whether this is going to be a profit or loss, but my job is to take every single trade regardless. Because as I said before, guys, there's so many times in my trading career when I didn't take a trade because I just didn't like it for some reason. And guess what? It ran off for a profit. The best setups that I've seen just didn't work out. Guess what I did with those best setups? I double up and double up and double up. It's a disaster. Our job as a professional trader is to have, and as before, the most successful traders that I see that do really well in the markets, like I've seen on YouTube, and I've also seen with both my millionaire mentors, guess what? They have one system only, and that's all they trade. And they kick butt. If you want to start making massive progress in 2018, guys, moving forward, here's my recommendation for you. Firstly, find your one simple edge. What is it? If you want to use mine, again, first link in the description, go check out mine. I'll guarantee you love it. It's just a 4 simple thing. Or if it's not mine, someone else's. But something that you absolutely resonate with. Now, with that system, guys, I totally recommend you throwing indicators out and making your trading decisions based off the price itself, the chart itself, not indicators. Okay, that'll just make so much more. Remember, guys, we're trying to take the confusion out of the markets, not add confusion. Having indicators just adds so much confusion to it. So find your one simple edge. What is your one thing? What is your one thing? What is your one pattern that you know inside your soul that's going to make you money? That's going to do well, at least 7 times out of 10. That you strongly believe in. Because my mentor said, John, the reason why most people don't make money in the markets is not because they don't know how to, it's because they believe they can't. And because you really have no belief in the system, just because you bought it doesn't mean you believe in it. Now you're like, oh, I'm not too quite sure. Ding, 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 bong, bong, bong. You know what I mean? And then suddenly you struggle, and then suddenly you struggle to move forward. It's like, oh, this is so, it's so difficult. So what is your one thing? Your one thing. What is your one pattern and your one entry signal off that pattern? That if you knew you took this trade every single time, you'll be right 8 times out of 10 or even 7 times out of 10. And you knew that your profit is going to be at least 2 times to your one risk. Just find one and then stick to that throughout the entire year. Be patient, be disciplined, and take that trade every single time. Some are going to stop you out, some are going to make you profit. And then after 20 trades or after the entire year, like, oh my goodness, I've kicked butt this year. And I've done really well. That's what it really comes down to. One simple thing. And once you know your plan, don't go looking for other things to confirm the trade you're about to get into. Who cares about what other people say? Find your one plan, your one simple pattern entry signal, trade that only, and trade that only, and trade that only. Anything else, don't look at it. Reversals and different, all this sort of crap. It's like some people in my coaching program, that's one of the biggest problems with them. I teach them the system. They're not even working hard on the system. They're looking at these other things. You're not going to get ahead. You're spinning your wheels. Guys, and I'm not really having a go at anyone. Like, I've done that myself. Like, I have been there myself. I've struggled myself in the past. With that, look for confirmation or trade something else. Or I might have two or three losing trades in a row in my system. So then I go look for something else. But then I go, and then I look back, I'm like, hang on a minute. There was actually a couple of really good trades that not only do those trades actually wiped out those losses, but I would have been in profit again now. You know what I mean? Like, because swapping and change, it just doesn't work. And the very last thing, guys, that I want to end this with is, it's so important that when you are trading, that you can be a nice, calm, and emotional, balanced state. And if you're having a trading style that causes your emotions to go up and down a lot, like maybe trading intraday, watching things moving really, really quickly, then it may be time to look at a different style. I'll give you an example here. Majority of my career for the last few years has been trading the last hour of the US stock market. I'll look at the daily charts, and I just nice and easy, calm, go through my scans, have a set of watch list, and then nice, easy, calm, look for trades, get into the trade. The next day I'll look at it at the close. That's what my trading plan is. So here in Australia, I'll get up first in the morning, trade the US stock market close. The very next day, I'll wake up in the morning and see what actually happened with my trade. Simple, right? And a nice, calm state. Do some meditating, whatever, to get my nice, calm, relaxed, and then make a good decision from there. Good. But what ended up happening is that I thought, you know what, this system works also on a 15-minute chart, because my system works on every market and every chart. So it also works on a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart. So what it is, I actually started getting up first thing in the morning with only 3 or 4 hours sleep, 1 o'clock in the morning to trade the US market open. Guess what ended up happening? I actually started having losing trades. I ended up going backwards. Not only did I end up going backwards with the 15-minute charts, but I started getting into things because I was rushing it, because I was forcing it. And because the 5-minute chart is such a 5-minute chart or 15-minute chart is such a faster moving trade, like you've got to quickly get into these things, especially doing a scan, finding a trade, so on and so forth in 15 minutes. You're sort of rushing, you know what I mean? Quick, find a trade. And because of that style, it actually raises my anxiety. It raises my emotions level and stuff like that. What ends up happening is that I end up getting into things that I shouldn't have. I end up rushing it, forcing it, and then I end up going backwards in the 15-minute trading. Not only do I end up doing that, but then guess what? When I do get up first, when I trade the last hour of the US stock market, trade the daily chart, now that's also been dampened as well too. Because now I'm not sleeping properly, and now I'm making mistakes there, and both of my tradings now going down. Since I stopped trading the first hour or so of the US stock market open, and now I just trade the daily chart where I can be nice, calm, relaxed, and make good decisions without the ego or the fear being involved, just nice, balanced. I make better trading decisions, my win-loss ratio goes up, more income goes up, more freedom goes up as well too. I get better sleep at night, so on and so forth. So guys, have a think about who you are as a person. I trade better when I can be nice, calm, and relaxed and just really focus on what the chart's telling me without the ego or the fear getting involved, just nice, calm, relaxed. So I normally do like a bit of exercise, a bit of meditating, stuff like that before I start trading in the day. But if I'm watching the charts moving pretty quickly every 15 minutes as a bar and I'm trying to get in the right time, I find that much more difficult, and I end up causing myself to go backwards doing that because I just found with myself, guys, I'm not sure about you, but I noticed with myself that I can't really focus on trading any more than maybe an hour or so per day. Or hour or so at any given one time. And so that I have found that the best thing, because it's not fast moving, because I don't have to quickly get in now in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, the next 20 minutes or the next 1 minute, because I'm not rushing like that. I trade a day chart. I can take my time, and because I can take my time, I can make sure that I'm getting in the right setups. And because of that, my win-loss ratio goes through the roof, my income goes up, my confidence goes up, and therefore everything starts to go up from there, because I'm balancing out through there. So anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you guys. I wanted to put this camera on. I went down the shop and bought this thing so you could actually see my face as well too. Merry Christmas, guys, Happy New Year. I hope this channel has really brought you laughter, some joy, and I really taught you a lot of things as well too on this channel. I'm not sure where this channel is going to be going next year, guys. As I said before, as I keep going on, I'm actually finding it less productive to be doing these videos and more productive just to be focusing on my career. And then when I'm not focusing on trading, but when I'm not focusing on trading, pulling myself away from the computer to then focus on other things that I enjoy as well too, to give myself that balance there. And when I do that, everything just really starts to move forward in a nice, calm, faster pace than me trying to force it, rush it, and so on and so forth. Make sense, guys? So anyway, guys, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You know, guys, one thing I recommend you guys doing over Christmas is a link in the description there. If you want to book a coaching call with me just once off to be able to help you with your trading, there's links in the description there. I recommend clicking on the Flow of Success. I wrote a book, you know, The Flow of Success, the 19 Universal Laws to Succeed in Every Area, Faster and Easier than ever before. It's only about a couple of dollars on Amazon, guys. Go click on that, go download that and read that over Christmas. I guarantee that's going to really help you. And again, guys, if you and also make sure you click on that link in the description. The very first link will take you over to the 7 universal laws in trading, and you'll be able to learn my trading system, so much more as well too there. So anyway, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Once again, I hope this channel has been serving you throughout this year. Hope you got a lot of laughs, a lot of education, and as I said before, I'm not sure where this is going to go with me, but I want to rephrase what I start this video off. Once you know how to trade, you can make so much more money on a more calmer state from trading without the hassles and the government and all that sort of stuff and everything that goes, regulations, all that sort of stuff go along with actually running a financial company. So yeah, the more I do this, guys, the more I do it company wise, the less I actually want to do it, the more I just simply want to stick to trading. So have an amazing day, guys. Click on the like button. Let me know what you thought about this video, and tell me just some things, guys, that you've really learned from me over this last year, if you've been following me, or how long you've been following me for, and let me know what you actually think. So I'll speak to you soon, guys.